spend a Saturday with me on the Central Coast. If you've been following my TikTok for a while, you would know that I relocated from Sydney to the Central Coast when I was pregnant because we decided that it was the best place for us to raise our son. And while I do love living here and I think it has its benefits, I would be lying if I said there wasn't days where I really miss living in Sydney. And I do sometimes find myself watching other people's TikToks vlogging their lives living in Sydney, and I wonder whether we made the right decision or whether we should have stayed living there. But for now, this is definitely where we're going to stay, so I want to put a lot of effort into enjoying where we are and romanticizing where I live. So this morning we woke up and we went for a really nice walk along the water and found a new park to explore, and then headed over to a boutique that was also doing like a secondhand market. It was really good. The stuff was amazing. I then popped into a coffee shop to get a coffee and croissant. Then I headed home, put the baby to bed, and tried on what I bought from the markets. I love the first top, but I'm just really not sure about this vest. I read some of my book while he napped, and then he was awake. He's at the age where he just wants to be outside all of the time, and that's one thing that I'm super grateful about living on the Central Coast is the size of the backyard we have at home. We did some baking while we waited for Daddy to get home, and then he was back and it was into our second outing of the day, which was down to Terrigal. This is my personal favorite place on the Central Coast. It is just so beautiful. The vibes are always immaculate. The weather today was absolutely stunning, and again, this is a 5-minute drive from my house, parking straight away, very little traffic and crowds, which is another thing I love about living on the coast compared to Sydney. We then headed to the local beer garden where we got some nice drinks and food, and our son played. Overall, I had a great day enjoying where I live, and it reminded me of all the great reasons why I live here and not in Sydney.